order to make our calls have a high perceived value, we need to do two things. The biggest reason people don't show is because they believe the call with you has absolutely no value to them, as you're just going to try and sell them the exact same pitch they've heard 42 times this year already. People will always be more likely to buy something new than something better. They say, you are going to get this information if you pay us, right? And how they dangle the carrot of what that information will do for them is...
Alrighty fellas, so in this video, I share the process as to how I fixed my show up rate. Yes, we were struggling with like a 30 to 40% show up rate. We were burning leads and we were wasting our sales team time to now where we have a 70 to 80% show up rate. And as you can imagine, all of the back end results that have come from that. Now, the bonus part to this is that in the process where I just literally break down everything step by step and the 4 simple things that we implemented to fix our own show up rates on this live call, you're also going to see how we were able to fix other agencies' show up rate in the same process. So if you take the next 10 to 15 minutes to watch this live call recording from one of the masterminds that I hosted, you note down the 4 simple steps that you need to do to implement and increase your show up rates, you could easily double or triple your show up rates at the end of after watching this video and then taking action.
Hey, what's up? So my question is, how do you what do you do to bring up the show up rate to your meetings? Or actually, I'll ask that one maybe later after everyone goes. And I wanted to ask was, so I have some people that I'm booking in and that I booked, but it's a home improvement niche and they have business coming in. You can propose or offer or position it that it's worth it still to grab and grow or to grab and do this whole marketing thing. What I told him is that, do you want to grab and sell the business? And he's like, yeah. I told him, well, you want to grab and position it in a way that's more appealing to buy and you can have a predictable way of growing to hit all your goals. And so then I convinced him to actually get on something, but I want to know what your guys is how you guys do it.
Yeah, okay, so what I will do for you, I'll give everybody on this call a 5 to 10 minute masterclass on how to really increase your show rates. Now, you're going to be surprised because most of it isn't say this or say that or ask the person, oh, unless you get hit by a bus, are you going to show up to the call? That stuff does very little, if anything, to increasing your show up rates. So what I can do is I can go off for the next 5 to 10 minutes or so and just cover, hold on one sec, I'm just going to get more people in here, cover how to increase, show up rates. One warning, because I do have for the last month, 3 weeks, a cough that won't go away. So I'm probably gonna have to stop every 2.5 minutes to do a little coughing fit. I'm completely fine. I don't know what. Anyways, so before we understand Christ, there's so many people jumping in here. I'm gonna share my screen here so I can let people in and talk about this at the same time. You guys see this? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, show up rate optimization. So before we work to increase our show up rate, we need to first understand why people don't show. And really, there's only 3 reasons. Number 1 is that they forgot about the call. Number 2 is that they didn't perceive the call to be worth their time. And number 3, every once in a while, it's just because their life is in shambles. Now, most of the time, people don't show up to calls. It's number 2 here. They didn't perceive the call to be worth their time. But what this document and what I'll go through here is levers that we can pull and things that we can do to make sure that they remember the call, but more importantly, make the call be positioned as something super valuable that is worth their time. Okay, so the first thing is that they forgot about the call. So in order to make sure that people do not forget about the call, we need to remind them in 2 ways. Number 1, we need to send them reminders. And number 2 is we need, there we go. We need to make sure that they have the call on the calendar, right? So when it comes to sending reminders, right, you have your pre-call sequence, whether you're using Calendly or Go High Level, your SMSs and your emails that remind them to show up to call, right? A lot of people who, every once in a while will talk to people who are struggling with show up rates and they don't even have that. So that's step 1. But I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you guys are booking sales goals, you have that. Now, the second thing that you can do is make sure that they have the call on their calendar. So when it comes to making sure that they have the call on their calendar, if you're using high level, there's a couple settings that you should definitely turn on. If you're doing Calendly, I believe it does this automatically. But if you come over to the in the calendar settings, you go to notifications and additional options. You select the type of notification, acknowledgement email, who should receive this notification, contact, and then make sure this button is on. Allow Google/Outlook Calendar to send invitation and update emails to attendees. Because what that's going to do is it's going to automatically put it on their Google or the Outlook calendar so they actually see it in their day. Now, when you've booked the appointment via cold call or cold email, you also got to confirm that they've received it and accepted it. So what that would look like is awesome. So I just sent over a calendar invite and it should show up in your calendar. Did you get it? Awesome. And if you don't mind, could you just hit accept so it blocks both our calendars off? There you go, right? So making sure that the calendar, that first of all, they were being reminded, and second of all, the event exists on their calendar. So when they are checking what they're doing today, that appointment shows up. Now, the second part is that they didn't receive the call to be worth their time. Now, prospects not receiving the call to be worth their time is the biggest reason you may be dealing with low show-up rates. An extreme example, even if your prospect had no reminders and it wasn't on their calendar, if they perceived the call with you to be valuable, they would, quote, ask you for the link and put it in their calendar on their own. Sometimes when we are booking with people that are applying to work with us from other parts of the world or whatnot, and SMS doesn't go through that, we see that all the time where people actually reach out to us asking for the link. Hey, I put it in my calendar. Where's the link? Because they didn't get any messages for whatever reason. Now, in order to make our calls have a high perceived value, we need to do two things. Number one, we need to introduce them to a new opportunity, and I'll explain more about that in a bit. And the second thing is you need to dangle a carrot. And there are 4 levers to pull to introduce the new opportunity and to dangle a carrot. In order of appointments are, first of all, how the call was set. Second is the copywriting on the calendar booking page. Third is the copywriting on the pre-call sequence. And 4 is the voice memos / personalization. So how the call was set. As you're just going to try and sell them the exact same pitch that they've heard 42 times this year already. They don't believe they're going to get any value because you didn't give them any when you set them. And they're only going to show up if they're an extremely nice person, they're lonely and they just want somebody to talk to, and or they're in huge pain with their business. Now, on our sales call, we're not going to do work for them to provide value, right? Like nobody here, at least I can imagine, is physically getting somebody like 10 clients just for showing up to the sales call, right? So we're not going to be able to deliver them at like a tangible value. So we need to provide information as the value. But here's the key. Once obtained, this information is useless, right? Like me going through this document right now may have high value to you guys, right? Because you're learning something new, you're understanding this, like it's something new. You're going to walk out of this with information, with lessons, with skills that you didn't have coming into this call. But if after the call, right, you probably wouldn't sit through and go through this document again because it wouldn't be valuable to you anymore because you've already heard it, right? It's the reason why maybe you'll pay 20, 30 books to buy a book once, but once you've read the book and you've gone through all the information, you wouldn't pay $30 to read the book again. So in order to create value through information, it has to be new information that they've never heard of before. And we do this in 2 ways. Once again, angling carrot. Showing them a new opportunity. So people will always be more likely to buy something new than something better. For example, let's say you were trying to get 6-pack abs and have been doing sit-ups every day. It'd be easier to sell you a brand new ab workout than it would be to sell you a better way of doing sit-ups. So before we do anything, we need to develop our new opportunity angle, right? And so with that, here are a couple that I've developed over the years. So a lot of you guys probably follow my YouTube. You watch me build Mortgage AI, and you know, or some of you guys may have heard that the new opportunity that we provided was instead of running Facebook ads to a local audience, we target people who are about to move into your area. Another new opportunity angle that we came up, something that they'd never heard of before, was own your marketing, never pay another agency again. We install and grant lifetime access to the deals on demand system. That was, again, another one that we did with Mortgage AI. One of the ones here that we're doing with Catalyst Holdings is quit your SMMA, start a high leverage marketing holdco. Right? What's a high leverage marketing holdco? It's a new opportunity. It's not just a better way to build my SMMA. It's a completely new opportunity. Right? Another one that we ran was fuck programs, fuck courses, fuck gurus, partner with a 7-figure agency team. Again, Catalyst Holdings. That's what we do here. Something new, something that people haven't tried before. Another one that worked really well in the gym space was grow your gym through new member signups using a simple new gym offer and your own North American phone sales team. That's something that gyms have never heard of before or have never tried before. And once you've developed your new opportunity, we need to bring this up during our setting process to pique curiosity with our prospect, and this can be done in the following format. But like, let me use the this one for example. So, I mean, you probably tried, running Facebook ads in the past, and let me guess, all you got was like low quality leads, people that didn't have, people that were broke, people that couldn't even, qualify for a home. You spent a bunch of money, it didn't work, you fired the agency, you got burned in the past. Am I right? Yes. Well, let me tell you why it didn't work, right? Do you know any like high quality homeowners, like people that are buying a home that like don't already have a network with a mortgage broker, in them, right? It's the same reason why you like all your business comes through referrals, right? Because most of the people, if they have their life together, if they have a family, they got neighbor, whatever the case may be, they already know somebody, and therefore the only people actually looking for mortgage brokers on Facebook probably don't have much of a network, and most of the time it's no coincidence that they probably don't have as much money as well, and that's why you typically only get the lowest quality people coming through Facebook, right? We've seen that happen over and over again, and that's why what we do is we target people that are, from out of town but about to move into your area. So we know that they're high quality homeowners, right? Because they're moving into the area, they have the money, but because they're new and they haven't yet established a network in your local market, they're looking for the mortgage broker. That's that low hanging fruit. That's that niche we target. And that's how we're able to generate results through Facebook ads for mortgage brokers, right? And when you said that to them on the setting call, when we said that to them on the sales call or the marketing, it was like, holy shit, that's a great idea. That's a new opportunity. I've never heard of that before. So once you've developed a new opportunity, the second part is to insert your new opportunity and then dangle a carrot of value for showing up to the sales call. Now, a great place to get inspiration on how to do this is to Funnel Hack book and or course funnels, because that is all that they do. They say you are going to get this information if you pay us, right? And how they dangle the carrot of what that information will do for them is, we can take a lot of inspiration and talk about that, mention some of these things on our setting calls, in our ads, and some of our front end marketing, right? So essentially what we do to dangle a carrot is tell them the information and or secrets that we will share with them on the sales call, right? So an example of this would be awesome. So on our call, the advisor will walk you through our little known strategy to attract high quality home buyers that don't already have an LO they are working with, so you can achieve goal without pain. Right? Another example for the gym space. Awesome. So on our call, the advisor will walk you through how to make your own version of this new gym offer and show you how to attract North American talents to sell for you so you can achieve goal without current pain. I'll let one more person in here. Next thing, the calendar sales page, right? So prospects are booking their own sales calls. We need to leverage the copy on our booking page to accomplish the same new opportunity and dangling a carrot we do on a setting call. And this starts by understanding we need to sell the call and use strategic copywriting and social proof. So here's an example of copywriting that I use. If you guys like, this calendar isn't like available for public, but every once in a while I turn this on and you can book a call with me, right? Exclusive interview with founder of Catalyst Holdings, Dylan Wilson, to apply to partner with his team. Strive to add 50K to your business over 90 days. On this call, you'll discover exactly what your business needs in order to break through $100,000 a month. Probably not what you think it is. There I am dangling the carrot of information value. Tangible dummy-proof steps on how to implement what your business needs to scale to $100,000 a month. Even if you don't qualify to work with Dylan, there I am dangling information value and also increasing the perceived likelihood of achievement, saying that you'll get this information even if you don't qualify to work with us. How to find an extra $1 million in your agency even if you're a beginner. Hint, it's not by working harder, cutting costs, or signing more clients. Most agency owners realize this little known strategy too late. Again, that is me dangling the carrot of this new opportunity that you're going to learn if you show up to our call together. And lastly, if you qualify to be one of Dylan's partners for his team, take under his wing as we install the infrastructure while training you and your team to hit 50K. Now, in addition to the copywriting, the other thing that I recommend doing is that for each part of the funnel, whether it be the cold call to the sales call, to the client, or the ad, whatever the case may be, dangling a carrot and like including social proof for the next step, right? So it's very common to include social proof for like the end result, right? Like you market the fact that, like one of our partners hit $67,000 a month with his agency, whatever the case may be, right? But in addition to that, I like to add like here's, for example, this is a screenshot of somebody that Noah and I actually jumped on with, wasn't qualified to work with us, but on the call we read it as offer. Like we rated this his offer, we helped him out, and he went from like booking one appointment, like 1 or 2 appointments a month, to booking 3 appointments right away, and getting more interest than he's ever gotten. And this was over the span of like a 24-hour time span, right? I'm sure we'll hear from him in the next couple of weeks or so. We get a follow up on that. So yeah, and then the last thing that we'll do is to increase show up rates is personalized voice memos, right? So if you guys ever book a call with us, what's going to happen is you'll get thrown into a WhatsApp group chat. WhatsApp shows that we're real people, and we'll have our setter send a 15 to 30-second voice memo introducing our applicant to the advisor. And here's the rough script we use. So, hey, advisor, so hey, Dylan, this is, prospect name, and he, she, sharing a little bit of personal details about them. And he, she is interested in, what we do. So he or she can take advantage of the new opportunity that we provide. And I figured there would be no person for prospect name to speak with better than advisor because of reason. Now, in the case that you don't have a setter, you book calls yourself, your voice memo should have the angle of, I've done research into your business and I have some great ideas to share with you. So the rough script that you could use is, hey, prospect name, this is Dylan, and thanks for sharing, those XYD's personal details that you shared about me on our cold call or over email. I've done some more research into company name and the, Vancouver local market, and I'm excited to share some of the strategies I've come up with using, what we do so you can take advantage of the new opportunity so we can achieve goal without current pain. So if you use a pre-call indoctrination seal and you mention it inside the setting call and you optimize your calendar booking page, you will have over 70 to 80% show rates.